Hello students. So in today's module we'll be studying about the superclasses, fine, and the classes. Now yesterday we have discussed that vertebrata is basically having two divisions, right? We are having agnatha and gnathostomata. Fine. So gnathostomata, the vertebrates which bears the jaw, and agnatha that lacks the jaw, in which we have only one class, that is cyclostomata. And in gnathostomata we are having two super classes. One is Pisces, another one is Tetrapoda. Now students, Pisces is having the class, two classes, Chondrichthyes and Osteichthyes. Fine. And the last superclass, that is Tetrapoda, that bears the lengths. Fine. Limbs you all know. We are having four classes: amphibians, reptiles, these apes and mammals. Fine. So now superclass Pisces we are dealing up with. Now you can see here, in this class, these are the aquatic animals. Fine. Aquatic animals. Now they are poikilothermic. What does this mean now? They are cold-blooded animals. Fine. So we can say that their body temperature changes with the surrounding temperature. And they feed on detritus material like planktons, algae, mollusks and other aquatic animals. Fine. Now students, their locomotion is by scales and fins. So their body is having scales and fins. With the help of these two organs, they perform the locomotion. Now students, for steering, there is a caudal fin that is present in these organisms which helps them in steering. And talking about their exoskeleton, that is made up of dermal scales. So a lot of scales are there in on the exoskeleton part. And talking about the endoskeleton, students, exo means outside. Fine. And here endo means inside. So it is either bony or the cartilaginous kind of structure is there. Now students, body is streamlined and boat shaped. Fine. So they can easily float and move inside the water. Now talking about their mouth, that is terminal in position and is ventral in position. Fine. Now students, respiration. Coming to the respiration part, so we all know that respiration is done by the gills. And heart is two-chambered. Fine. The heart of superclass Pisces is two-chambered. Very, very important thing. And it shows a single circulation which is closed. Now talking about the color of the blood, students, so it is which color? Red in color. Fine. Now why it is red in color? Due to the presence of red blood cells, RBC. Fine. With the help of these cells, they are red in color. The blood is red in color. Now students, Pisces have a well-developed brain with large olfactory lobes. Fine. So that's olfactory lobes, basically helps them in smelling. Now sexes are separate. What does this mean now? If I am telling that sexes are separate, this means that there is one male gamete, fine, the female, sorry, and one we have is the male gamete. So both are separate, fine. Next students, most fishes are oviparous, fine. Some are viviparous. So some give birth to young ones, but there are many fishes that lay eggs, fine. Now superclass Pisces is divided into two classes, students, that I have already explained you. The very first we have is the Chondrichthyes and the next one we have is the Osteichthyes. Fine. I hope this thing is clear to each one of you. Now students, talking about the characteristics of class Chondrichthyes, they are also known as cartilaginous fishes and their endoskeleton is in the form of cartilage and they are only marine. Fine. And exoskeleton is made up of tiny placoid scales. So this is one of the category of the scale. Always remember this thing, very, very important, that their exoskeleton is made up of placoid scales. And mouth is ventral, student. Fine. It is ventral in position and there are two dorsal fins. Fine. Two dorsal fins are there which helps them in movement and mouth is at ventral position. Now talking about the male. Their copulatory organ is known as clasper. Fine. Very important. Their copulatory organ is known as clasper. Fine. Now caudal fin is hetero circle. What does this mean? They are asymmetrical. Fine, they are asymmetrical. Now students, operculum is absent here and 5 to 7 pair of gill slits they are present, right? Now these are the placoid scale. You can see here students, this is the complete structure of the placoid scale. You can see the structure is somewhat like this. Fine, you can see this structure. They are like this, and fertilization is internal and these fishes are viviparous. Fine. Example, we have shark, scoliodon, electric ray, stingray, hammerhead shark and sawfish. Talking about the class Ostectes students, that are also known as bony fishes. Their endoskeleton is made up of bones and they are found in fresh water and marine water. So both the water they are present. Talking about their exoskeleton students, that is made up of cycloid scales and ctenoid scales. Fine. So we are having these two types of scales fishes they are found in. Bony fishes basically, rather I would say, in the class Ostectes. Fine. And mouth is terminal in position. Now students, single dorsal fin is present. Earlier we had discussed that we have two dorsal fin. Here we are having a single dorsal fin. Fine. Claspers they are present. Fine. And caudal fin is similarly here also it is asymmetrical. The caudal fin is asymmetrical. And 4 pair of gill slits they are present students, and plus very important thing, they are present but they are covered by an operculum. Fine, with an aperture. And fertilization is totally external and these fishes are oviparous. Now what is oviparous? Which lay the eggs. Fine. Example, we have catla, seahorse, Bombay duck. Now you can see here, this is the complete structure of the fish. Fine. See here, the 2 dorsal fins. We have 1 caudal fin. Fine. This one is the pectoral fin. And this one is the operculum. You can see here, the operculum. Fine. Now students, we had already seen these placoid scales. So I'm going to show you the cycloid one and the ctenoid one. So you can see here, these are the structures you can see is the cycloid one and this one is the ctenoid one. These are the scales that are present in the fishes. Now superclass Tetrapoda, in which they are having 4 limbs. Fine. The animals bear 2 pairs of limbs or appendages. Some animals like snakes are limbless. Fine. So they are limbless. That falls under the Tetrapoda. They are limbless. And superclass Tetrapoda, they are having 4 different classes: amphibians, reptilians, aves and mammalians, which you all have discussed, which you all have studied in your previous classes as students. So very easy topic. Fine, easy to remember. You just have to consider the organisms which you have seen. Like for example, if I am telling you about the class amphibian. So have you seen frog? It's just a very common example of the amphibian class. Fine. So you can just relate these characteristics with that very frog. So you'll be able to understand this thing in a very better way, right? So I'm going to tell you these characteristics now one by one. You can see here students, these animals live on land as well as in water. Why? Because they are amphibious in nature. This is what the name suggests. They are amphibious in nature, and amphibians are the organisms that live on land as well as in water. They are poikilothermic animals, students. I have already discussed with you what are poikilothermic animals, and they are carnivorous. Fine. Now talking about their body. Body is divided into head, trunk and tail. Fine. But sometimes tail is absent. Sometimes, but it's very rare. Although body is divided into head, trunk and tail. Now 2 pair of limbs, they arise from the pelvic girdle and pectoral girdle. So from pelvic and pectoral girdle, 2 pair of limbs they arise. And in frog, the webs are present between digits, which helps them to swim. You must have seen the web-like structure that is present in the frog, student, and that helps them in swimming. Fine. Now talking about their skin, that is moist, glandular and with mucous membrane. Okay. And they are having a prominent eardrum, or we can say the tympanic membranes. They are present on the head. Now students, you can see here, I would like to show you the structure. See, this one is the webbed feet. Can you see here the web-like structure? This one is the webbed feet. It is something like this, and it helps them in the sticking to the substance. Fine. And plus in flying also, you must have seen the flying frog as well. Now this is what the frog looks like. Okay, you must have seen the frog, very basic structure. Now intestine and digestive gland, they are very well developed, students, in this case. And circulatory system is of closed type. Fine, it is closed type circulatory system. So it means it has vessels. Fine, it has a blood vessels through which the blood flows. And talking about the heart, that is, a heart is 3 chambered. Fine, and ventral in position. RBCs, they are nucleated, students. Fine. And respiration is through skin, lungs and buccopharynx. So respiration is done by either through the skins or through the lungs. Fine. Now nervous system is well developed. Talking about their nervous system, students, that is well developed. Fine, that is well developed. Nervous system is well developed. And sexes are separate. Very important thing. Sexes are separate. They are oviparous. Oviparous, we all know now what is oviparous. Fine, we know what do we mean when we say that sexes are separate and fertilization is external. Fine? These are the basic terms which I made you already clear. Fine. So I hope इसमें कोई doubt नहीं होना चाहिए आपको. All these things are very simple, students. I hope I am clear to each with each of these topics. Now development occurs in water and it is indirect. Fine. Now we can say that you must have, I have already explained you the process of metamorphosis. So this what exactly happens here. And the examples are, students, we have frog, toad, salamander. Fine. All these things are the examples. These were the animals that were example of this very class. You can see here the metamorphosis, students. They are the eggs. Fine. Then they become the tadpole. Then the tadpole with legs. And then a young frog. And ultimately in the end, we got the adult frog. Fine. This is what exactly happens. And this is their heart. The structure of their heart. Now students, talking about the class Reptilia, these are the crawling animals like we have cobra, crocodile, turtle. They are the first true terrestrial vertebrates. Fine. So they live on the land and few may be aquatic or semi-aquatic, that is found in marshy area. Some of them may live in aquatic kind of habitat, students, but mostly they are true terrestrial vertebrate. Most of them, they are carnivorous. Fine. Most of them, they are carnivorous. So they eat the flesh of the other organisms, and locomotion is done by the limbs which have well developed pentadactyl digits and claws which help the animal to creep or crawl. Fine. They have 5 different, you can see the 5, they have the 5 pentadactyl digits. Fine. Now students, reptiles are also poikilotherms, which means they are cold-blooded. Fine. Skin is dry, non-glandular and covered by epidermal scales, scutes or plates. So this one is the complete structure. You can see here, student, these are the scutes, the plates, these are the scales, the pentadactyl digits with claws. Look here. Fine. Now students, heart is incompletely 4-chambered and ventral and circulatory system is of closed type. So circulatory system is of closed type, but some of them, they are like reptilians have, although 3-chambered heart, somewhat we can say the incomplete 4, but perfectly complete one is in crocodile. Fine. So remember this thing. Eardrum is depressed. Respiration is done through lung, students, and brain is well developed. Fine. So brain is very, very well developed in case of these organisms. And olfactory lobes and cerebellum are better developed than amphibians. So these are the 2 different systems or the organs that are very, very well developed than amphibians. If we compare these reptilians with the amphibians. Fine. Sexes are separate, students, and they show prominent sexual dimorphism. Fine. Sexes are separate and we can easily identify which one is male, which one is female. Fertilization is done through internal, students. It is done internally. Reptiles, they are oviparous and they lay shelled eggs and show little parental care. Fine. They show very little parental care. Class Aves. See, class Aves. Now, it includes flightless birds and flying birds. So, the birds which can fly, which cannot fly, it includes both of them. 4 limbs, they are modified into wings, students. This is very, very important point. Fine. And hind limbs, they are used for walking or running. You must have seen the apes running, walking, flying. Fine. Aquatic birds have webs between the toes. So in their toes they are having a web-like structure. Fine, because they are aquatic one. And body is differentiated into head, neck and tail. Fine. And they are the warm-blooded organisms. Fine. So their body temperature remains constant. Fine. So we call them hemothermals. And exoskeleton, that is made up of feathers. Okay. Their body is covered with the feathers. So you can see here, these are the webbed feet that is present in these organisms, which are aquatic birds. Okay. So scales are present on hind limb, students. Hind limb पे क्या present रहता है? Scales. Which one is very, very important? And skin is thin, dry and non-glandular. Talking about their bones, students, very, very important thing I'm going to tell you now. Bones are hollow, which means that they're having pneumatic bones. Fine? They are hollow like structure. So these bones, they are said to be pneumatic bone. Jaws, they form the beak, and teeth are absent in these organisms in these case. And special organs such as crop and gizzard, they are present. Now for what purpose they are present? For the digestion purpose. Okay. And blood is red due to the presence of RBCs, which are nucleated. Heart is ventral in position, students, and it has 4-chambered. Fine, they are having 4-chambered heart. So they show the double circulation. Okay. Respiration is done by the lung, students, because they have the air sacs for the buoyancy. Like I would like to show you their structure. This is somewhat like this. You can see this one is the stomach, this one is the crop, this one is the gizzard. So these are the structures. Fine, the internal structures, or we can see the complete alimentary canal of the bird. Fine. Now brain is enlarged with well-formed cerebellum. Fine. Cerebellum is basically that organ of our brain that helps in maintaining the balance and posture. Optic lobes, they are well developed, students, and olfactory lobe in this case are basically they are poorly developed. They are unisexual, students. They show sexual dimorphism. They are oviparous and the fertilization is internal. These things are very common, students. Need not to repeat them again and again. I've already explained what are unisexual, having single cell. Fine. So they are not bisexual. Bisexual means both the female and male gamete, they are in the one organism. So here sexes are separate. That is why they are sexually dimorphism. Oviparous, which lay the eggs. Fine. And the fertilization is internal only. Birds lay shelled eggs, students, with yolk and albumin, because they have to feed that embryo. They have to give that nourishment to the developing embryo. Right. Birds, they build nest on the trees. Very common point. Everybody knows this thing. Most are herbivorous, students, but some they are carnivorous. Fine. And parental care is well seen along with seasonal migration. So parental care is very important here. It's just not that if the bird has laid the egg, fine, so they are not taking care of the egg. Fine. So parental care is very, very important here. And the urinary bladder is absent in this case, students. And females show only the presence of left ovary and oviduct to reduce the body weight. So they have only the presence of left ovary. Why is it so? Because their body weight should be light in order to make them fly. Fine. Now the last class we are having is the class Mammalia. Very interesting class, because we all fall under this very class only. So mammary glands, they are present for nourishment of young one, students. Fine. Because young one, we have to give them nourishment. So for that we are having the mammary gland. Mammals, they are terrestrial, aquatic, aerial or arboreal. Fine. So we can live anywhere. You must have seen us on terrestrial, on aquatic, aerial, or maybe in the arboreal one, land. Now most are herbivorous, few are carnivores, and some are omnivores. Locomotion is done by limb, students. Fine. And body is divided into head, neck, trunk and tail. And they are warm-blooded. Fine. Hemotherms, they are warm-blooded. And exoskeleton is in the form of skin, hair, fur, nails or maybe hooves. And skin is glandular. It is having sweat glands and sebaceous glands. You must have heard these names in your 10th standard, students. Sebaceous gland or the sweat gland. Fine. The oil glands. Sebaceous gland, they were basically oil gland. The other name for this one is oil glands. And body cavity is divided into 2 different parts. How many parts? 2 parts. One we have is the thoracic cavity. Another one is the abdominal cavity. Fine. So you can see here abdominal cavity and the thoracic cavity. Fine. Now mammals, they show the presence of an external ear, very important external ear. Fine. And their teeth, like we are having 4 different teeth, students: incisors, canine, molar, premolar. Fine. Heart is completely 4 chambered and it shows the double circulation. So double circulation is also important here. And RBCs, they are without the nucleus except camel. Fine. Blood is red in color, students, and respiration is done by the lungs. Fine. You can see here, this one is the thoracic cavity, this one is the diaphragm, this one is the abdominal cavity. Fine. This is what a mammal looks like. This is our complete structure of the buccal cavity, students. We have, these are the premolars one, the canines one, the molars, and the front incisors. They are having different functions. You can see the human heart, it looks like this. We are having 4 different chambers. Fine. The 1, 2, 3 and 4. So we are having 4 different chambers. That is why the double circulation is done in our body. Brain is highly developed, students, in mammals. We know this thing. And cerebrum shows transverse bands. They are called as corpus callosum. Fine. And optic lobes, basically they are better developed than olfactory lobes. Optic lobes are very well developed in comparison to the olfactory lobes. Few mammals, they are oviparous, students, like we have the duck-billed platypus. So remember this thing, very important. This is one of the organism, fine, that falls under this mammalia class but is oviparous. Fine. Rest of the organism, they are viviparous. Some mammals have pouches for development of young ones. Can you give me some example? Very interesting. Marsupial, they are called marsupial, like we have the kangaroo. Fine. Most animals, they are placental, students, and they are viviparous, like for example human being, right? You can see this structure of human brain. Fine. So this is what about the today's module, student. I hope the topic is clear to each one of you. Thank you.